Hi, I'm Kevin with Springfield Leather Company, and this is Clayton. Now, I say this at the risk of expanding Clayton's cranial repository, but he is part of our research and development team, and he's a very smart and clever young man. We've had several requests on how we deal with leather that is all wrinkled. So I tasked Clayton to come up with the best way to do this. A lot of people are aware of the fact that you can iron leather, but we've decided we can show you how to iron leather. And Clayton, if I understand right, and from the pictures I've seen of the leather that you've ironed, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it actually works a lot better than I expected it to.
So can you show us?
Yeah, so I went about this a couple different ways to try and figure out the best and the fastest way to get this stuff to lay flat. Now this stuff is wrinkly. It's exceptionally wrinkled and creased all over. First way I went about it, I kind of went over it with high heat on an iron, going over the top grain even, which is kind of a no-no because you might damage the top. Believe it or not, all leather is different, every single piece. And
I got that.
Yeah.
This came in a huge Gaylord box full of scrap. It was crammed down in there and wrinkled for who knows how long. So these aren't wrinkles that are going to come out just by stretching.
Right, yeah. The leather's been sitting for a little while, all crumpled up, so you're going to have to do something extraordinary to it.
Okay, so what are you doing?
So the best way I found is to iron it from the back. And you can get this leather to accept a little bit of moisture, which really helps in the ironing process. Just like ironing clothes, you've got your water in the iron you can use to steam your cotton clothes to flatten them out. Moisture helps a lot. It goes a long ways in flattening out this leather.
Okay, so you've got two bottles here. One says 50-50 and the other says H2O.
Right.
Chemistry, if it doesn't fail me, H2O is water.
That's right. 100% pure distilled water.
Distilled? It has to be distilled?
I wouldn't say it had to be distilled.
Tap water works.
Tap water is just fine. We like to be fancy.
Okay.
And then 50-50, that's just half 90% isopropyl alcohol and half water. And what that does is as you spray it on, you'll see here in a minute, it really wicks into the leather a lot faster. It also evaporates faster, and it works pretty well. With the water, I'll show you guys, just spraying it on here, you kind of have a hard time getting it to soak in, right? You see me spraying it on and not much is really happening.
Is that all you need to spray?
It takes a minute. Yeah, I mean, I don't do too much. I don't soak it by any means.
Okay.
We'll just spray it on a little bit, and I've got a brush hanging out right over there. It's kind of handy to be able to brush.
So that gets the moisture down. Well, I can see it really gets the moisture down in the fibers.
Yeah, it really starts to darken it up, and that's how you know you're getting enough water in there.
Okay.
And that's probably fine, just using regular water. That's probably dark enough. We've got our iron here turned up to high heat on the cotton.
High heat.
Yep, it's pretty hot. And you'll hear it start to sizzle, and you'll see the water start to evaporate out of it.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, there's smoke coming up off of there.
Yeah.
That would be scary under normal circumstances, and the water is going away. I can see that.
Yeah, it evaporates pretty quick, and it just really.
This is not overly complicated.
No.
And I'm paying you a lot of money to do this.
That's right.
Makes me question myself. No, that's okay. Wow, you can tell the difference from the back.
Yeah.
Already.
You can. So a big thing that I noticed as well is letting the leather cool before you pick it up and start handling it. If you pick it up and start folding it right away, some of those wrinkles are going to come back and it's not going to stay as flat.
Ah, okay.
That's probably the main trick to it.
So now, as we go along here, at the end of this, we've got some before and after pictures, if I understand correctly. Okay. Our intrepid camera guy is nodding his head up and down.
Yeah, so we've tried this on several pieces so far, and we've had pretty good success.
So we're going to move it down a little bit and try some of the 50-50 isopropyl alcohol and water. Exactly. Now, that makes it penetrate faster, having that alcohol in there?
It does.
Okay, so if you spray any leather with a mix of alcohol and water, then that would facilitate leather stretching.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Yeah. I believe so.
So if you wanted to stretch out the upper part of a boot or the lower part of a shoe, you could spray inside with that, or even on the outside, and then stick something in there, and you could actually have a little bit of time to stretch.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. That's a
Yeah.
good thing to know. Okay,
Yep.
well, squirt, squirt.
You'll see the difference here. You start hitting it with the alcohol, and it starts to soak
Oh,
in
my.
a lot faster.
Yeah, no kidding. That just soaks in right now.
Right. Compared
Okay.
to with the water, you really had to brush it to get it to kind of start
Phew.
soaking in.
That is amazing. That just smells good too.
Yeah.
Phew.
Might be a good idea
Okay.
to do this in a well-ventilated room.
Wow,
And see how much faster it's kind of
That-
going away.
that's amazing. I hope they can see it this well on the video, but yeah, you can tell it just, the effect is immediate.
It really evaporates right out of there. And it flattens out pretty good.
No kidding. Well, you know, the reason, I have to confess, there's a bit of a selfish reason here. This leather that we purchased, we have a lot of it, as in a lot. I would like to say that we had tons of it. That would be extremely accurate because there's a number of tons of it. And it is all wrinkled like this. So we're going to end up selling it several different ways, but all of those ways are going to be very inexpensive. Well, inexpensive doesn't help if you can't use the leather. So hopefully this video will enable some of our customers to actually use this leather to good purpose. Can we look at it yet, or is it too early?
Yeah. So it's still a little bit warm, but we can go ahead and flip it over. It should be fine. When I say the wrinkles will come back a little bit, you'll see them here and there, but it's nothing like it was.
Okay.
It's still a vast improvement.
So do we want
So
to
go
turn
ahead and
this?
flip it.
Oh my. Clayton, that's almost like new.
Yeah, it flattens it right out. You'll see in the before and after pictures, the other sides that I had done, they look just like this to start with. They were wrinkly.
I am impressed.
It works pretty well.
That's crazy, because if that would have been a black piece of leather that was all wrinkled, wow, the value is just increased 100%.
Yeah, yeah, it really does. It makes it completely usable.
Well, fine job.
Thank you.
Bye.